New faces and new places in 2014 as the latest round of the coaching carousel has settled for the start of the season. But which new coaches could be in over their heads at the start of the season at their new school? Ray Crawford here with analyst Doug Chapman, and joining us from his secret Chicago hideout, our managing editor Pete Fiutak. So, Few, who could have a difficult first season?
I think it's going to be 7-win Sark. I think Sarkisian going down to USC. The problem with his gig there is there's absolutely no grace period, no honeymoon period. You can say guys like Charlie Strong, might need to win right away, and certainly there's expectations for lots of new coaches at other places. But really for Sarkisian, he's walking into a situation where a lot of people there still wanted Ed Orgeron to take the job. They expect to be through all the NCAA sanctions and start winning Pac-12 championships again. And I think for Sarkisian, anything less than at least being in the mix till the very end for the Pac-12 title is going to be rough. And I just don't think they're quite that good. They're certainly not as good as UCLA.
Doug, which new coach just doesn't fit in, what do you think?
It's not that he doesn't fit in. It's just it's tough for sometimes a new coach to go unless you have a boatload of talent and win right away. But I've got to go with Derek Mason going to Vanderbilt. Had a lot of success at Stanford running that defense. They were one of the best defenses towards first and second in the conference in the Pac-12 there. But he's changing that defense at Vanderbilt to that 3-4 scheme. It's going to be an adjustment for those kids that aren't used to that. And also, James Franklin was a perfect fit at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's one of those schools, you got to have a perfect guy there because it's not easy to recruit. You don't have the biggest stadium. You're not going to get the best players, and you're playing the toughest conference in college football. Also having Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Georgia in the first half of your season in year one is not going to help.
Big reason Boise State was able to hang with the big boys of college football was their coach, Chris Peterson. Few, do you see any drop-off now that Brian Harsin is the head man there for the Broncos?
Well, it'll be interesting to see because things are starting to dive just a little bit. Brian Harsin walks into a great situation. Maybe this is where they're on the upswing again. Last year was one of the worst in Chris Peterson's reign there at Boise State, and he kind of cashed out at the right time. Harsin's walking into a great spot. Their special teams are phenomenal. The offense should be great, and the defense should be a little bit better than last year, and now the expectations are there to win the Mountain West or bust, so no honeymoon period for Harsin either.
We all know it hasn't been an easy transition in Austin for new Texas head coach Charlie Strong. He's had to discipline members of his team and trying to improve the product on the field as well, even taking to the practice field here to make the players earn the logo that is on their helmet, showing that nothing will be given to players under Strong. So, Doug, will his approach to discipline pay off in year one?
I think it will. It paid off at Louisville. That's the type of coach Charlie Strong is. And apparently, if you look at what happened at Texas with the wins and losses on the field under Mack Brown, there wasn't much discipline there. These aren't Charlie Strong's guys. These aren't particularly kids he would have gone out and recruited. So when you get there, if you can't get your kids in there right away, you got to change the culture of the guys that are there. And Charlie Strong is just the guy for that. Now, you got to get the kids to buy in. He's kicked about 6 or 7 guys off of the team since taking over in January, but you got to start somewhere, and it starts from the top down. If the head coach comes in, implements discipline, then your captains and your leaders, your upperclassmen, they buy in. The underclassmen buy in, and then you get more wins than losses. But the culture at Texas has to change. Under Mack Brown, it wasn't there. They made a coaching change. I think Charlie Strong is the right guy.
Coach is getting all fired up. We like to see that. Doug, Few, guys, thanks very much. It seems like it's been everyone else but the Texas Longhorns on the cover of Sports Illustrated the past few years. But who should grace their regional previews? The guys offer their suggestions on CampusInsiders.com. Hackenberg, there's your guy.
Hey. 2 years from now, I'll be the first pick in the draft. What?